What's going on YouTube? I'm Bash. Today I'm gonna talk about how to get an apartment on a budget. Alright, some things that I learned, a few tips, a few tricks that might be able to help you out on your journey, on your quest to independence. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alright, now when you type in on YouTube how to get an apartment with $0, you're gonna see a bunch of videos come up, and I'm telling you now, that shit is fake. You can't get an apartment with $0, alright? But here's the thing, you don't need as much money as they say that you do in those videos. Ideally, yeah, you want 6 months rent saved up. You want 6 months emergency fund saved up. You want as much money as possible saved up. So if you are in a position where you can stay at your parents' place or a family's place or a friend's place, whatever, and you can save more, yeah, do so. You know what I mean? But I get it. You want to bounce. You're probably getting up there in age. I completely understand. So if you are in that position and you just want to get out for whatever reason, but you ain't got the bread, I'm hoping this video can be for you, because I can show you how to get into that spot with as little money as possible with the tricks that I learned. So trick number one is this. You're gonna need a security deposit, all right? That could be the equivalent to the rent or lower, but you're gonna need that. So I'm in Philly, so typically we looking at the lowest. I mean, it don't even matter, but chances are it's gonna be how much the rent is. All right, so you're gonna need that security deposit saved up. I'm just gonna use an easier number for everybody to understand, $1,000, AKA a stack. You're gonna need a stack saved up. So work, bust your ass, do whatever you gotta do. Put that stack aside. That's step number one, because you ain't going nowhere without the security deposit. All right, that's tip number one. Tip number two, which should be number one, but you can't do tip number two without tip number one, is hopefully try to get an apartment in the middle of the month. Why do you want to get in the middle of the month? Because if you get it in the middle of the month, it's going to be prorated. So that first month's rent will technically be deducted. It'll be halves. Like it'll be half of that, the actual amount. So for instance, let's say you saved up the security deposit and you ready to sign and do your shit in the middle of January, right? January 15th or some shit, or the 16th, and your rent is $1,000. You already saved up $1,000, and because you're doing it in the middle of the month, that $1,000 typically, usually, will now be $500. So it would only cost you the security deposit of $1,000 and $500 for the first month's rent, because you did it in the middle of the month. All right. So again, to summarize, to dumb it down, get an apartment in the middle of the month. All right. But there is a catch-22 to it. All right. You gotta make sure that your job, whatever you're doing, your main source of income will be able to pay the actual full amount of rent once when February comes, and we're using January as an example. So if you signed it on the 15th, January 15th, it's now $500. When February comes, that rent's gonna be $1,000. So you gotta make sure in the next 15 days that your job is gonna pay for that first month's rent. All right, because you still need that. All right, tip number three is try to get a spot that is only asking for security deposit in first months. A lot of the times, a lot of apartments, they'll be like, yo, we want the security deposit first and last month, or security deposit first, second, and last month. You don't want that shit. I mean, if you got the bread saved up, go for it. Why not? But if you really try and just bounce, try to get a spot that's only asking for the security deposit in first month. That shit is possible, because that's what happened in my situation. All right. But again, make sure your job is going to pay that actual first month's full rent once when the next month comes, on the first. All right. After that, another tip, you want to make sure that this apartment is, you only got to pay for rent and electric. There's going to be a lot of spots that want gas and electric, water, gas, and electric. You know what I mean? A bunch of extra shit. Try to get a spot that's only asking for electric. They are out there. You know what I mean? Now, granted, gas and water aren't going to be that expensive, but I mean, if you on a budget, this is how you do it. Get it prorated for in the middle of the month. Get a spot that's only asking for electric, and yeah, that's how you do it. Also, before you even pick the spot, because you know we all got expensive taste, we all want the fanciest fucking thing out there. When you're on these apps like Trulio or Zillow or whatever app you use, filter the shit out the way you want it. Now, a lot of times you're gonna get 0 results from the specific filter that you want. That's because right then and there, ain't none available. But if you filter it out to exactly what you want and turn on those notifications when something that you actually want becomes available, you'll get notified for it. All right, that's a trick that you can use that also helped me out. And last but not least, drive around. You feel me? Because there's gonna be some apartments that don't even show up on those websites, those apps. A lot of independent spots. Just drive around and look for complexes, look for duplexes that may have for rent signs out, things of that nature. Because those apps don't always pick up everything that's available. You know what I mean? So, a refresher, I'm trying to make this video quick because I know people like short videos. Save up for the security deposit, that's step 1, all right? You're gonna also need to save up for half of the first month's rent, if not all, okay? You wanna get it prorated, which means you wanna get it in the middle of the month so that the rent isn't full price. They can't charge you for a full month's rent if you only gonna be in there half the month. You know what I mean? So get it prorated. Also get a spot that's only asking for electric. Or shit, get it as with all utilities included. You know what I mean? Who cares? But you get the idea. You feel me? The less utilities that you're responsible for, the better. All right. Filter out exactly what you want, your taste, you know what you need, your budget, everything on those apps, like the price, how many rooms, bedrooms, dogs, cats, shit like that, parking lot. Filter all of that out, and also drive around. All right. So again, I hope this helps. This is what helped me out. This is how you get an apartment on a budget, man. So like the video, comment down below if you have any questions, if you want me to go further in depth about anything, and peace out, man.